All right, friends of ONU football, welcome. I want to talk to you a little bit about last week to kind of frame the previous game against Capital and move forward into this John Carroll game. So as we kind of look back last week, I think it's important to kind of understand where some things stood going in that game. We had demonstrated some growth in the last couple weeks. Came a little bit short against Mount after getting a good win against Otterbein. Needed to take the next step to put it all together. And it was, we knew it was going to be a challenge. Capital came in 3-0 in the league with 3 consecutive wins, tied for first place. New coaching staff, talking a lot about a revival of their program, homecoming game for them, big crowd, a lot of recruits there, Central Ohio recruits that both of us would recruit. And for us, it was important for us to get off to a good start. Our guys were ready to go. We had a great week of practice. The coaches, I think, had an outstanding game plan. The players were motivated, intense, and be ready to kind of send a message right from the start. So we had a great start to the game, and I think we played real well. Ended up coming out 58-21. So I think, to have basically 500 yards of offense and hold a group that had been productive offensively to 21 points, and all 3 of those scores they really had to earn. They had a fake punt on one of them. They had a 4th down conversion plus a couple 3rd down conversions on another one, and a little bit of a fluke play on a third drive. So it felt like we've had 3 phases come together because I thought the kicking game was solid as well. Individually, some of our players of the week against Capital were offensively would be Christian Williams, a freshman running back, Will Freed, sophomore quarterback, and then junior offensive lineman Nate Jones, who made the move due to a lot of injuries in the offensive line, from defensive line to offensive guard, and right at the end of the preseason, and has really been very, very solid as he's continued to progress and played really well. Defensively, Dan Eller, senior safety, had a huge pick in the game. We'll have some video that'll go with the email out that'll show that. And then Nate Kazai, who's a senior, who had stepped in due to an injury to Trent Stout, stepped in and played his first game starting was really productive. 10 tackles and made some big plays. In the kicking game, Kyle Bergman, our senior punter, had 3 punts. The average net punt after returns was about 38 yards, which is very, very good, 38, 39 yards. All 3 of his punts were inside the 28-yard line, which is outstanding. Tom Flesher, our freshman kicker, had a really good day, 4 touchbacks, which is outstanding, and then also kicked into a strong wind of 10 to 15 miles an hour to the ball down about the 4-yard line, which is really big. And then Jameson Scarber, our freshman returner, had a really good day and had an average return day of about 25 yards. So he was really solid as well. One thing I want to point to now is our weekly kind of formula, our team objectives. Kind of give you a quick history on this. Way back when I was in grad school at Tulane University, I had a statistics and probabilities class, and I wanted to take this kind of challenging, demanding class and find out what really wins football games. So what we came up with that study was 8 categories that you can see here. Takeaways, which is the turnover battle. Compete zone, which is inside the 25. Big plays, which are runs and passes over 15 yards. Sudden change, which is a change in field position or possession of the football. The penalty battle, the money down battle, which is 3rd and 4th down, the 4th quarter in the kicking game. So last week we had 6 out of 8. We did very well kind of across the board, with the only loss being the penalty battle, which sometimes you find that there's kind of some teams that have a substantial, decisive win. That's not something you get too worried about, as long as it's nothing too out of whack, I guess you'd say. 41 yards is something manageable. So it felt like we had a real solid day. So proud of the guys for just the way they came ready to go, to get off to a good start in that game and kind of send a message of the momentum we're building. This week with John Carroll, team that's also playing with a lot of momentum. They had a couple, they had a close win in week 2 against Baldwin Wallace. They played the number 5 team in the country in week 1, showed some good things, but they had a loss in week 1, but they've won 4 straight. In the last couple weeks, they've really kicked it into gear. So it's going to be a good challenge. We're down a few guys with injury. But one of the things I love about this team is, we have guys that have bought into, I think, that next man up philosophy. And everybody talks about next man up. And we define it for our players. That what that means is you prepare like a starter, whether you're the number 1 guy in the depth chart or not. Or even if you're a 3, you prepare like you're a 1. And we have a couple guys that are not starters. They'll have to take on greater roles. And in recent weeks, we've seen guys step in to roles that were greater than previous weeks and do very well. And we're going to need that again this week. But we're excited about it. We think we have an outstanding plan. We've had a good week of practice. Our guys are being motivated with only our 2nd home game of the year, a night game. I think we'll have a good crowd. hopefully you have a chance to either be here or tune in and watch, and you see we have an opportunity, the opportunity we have this Saturday. They're a very good team playing with momentum, but we are extremely excited and very confident. We feel that anytime you go against a top 25 team, which they are ranked about 24th, 25, depends what poll you look at, what an opportunity it is. In our locker room, kind of off the side of our locker room here, we have a wall of all the top 25 wins. Many of you have contributed to those. And we're excited about the opportunity we have this week to put another, bear claw up on the wall that signifies a top 25 win. We know it's a great challenge, but we're excited about it and looking forward to it. Go Bears.